Hey guys, another Beatles fan here, and today I'm gonna talk about maybe the best day of my life and the video I wanted to record the most for the channel. And it's a bit late, but I met Paul McCartney on the 13th of December 2023 during the Got Back tour. I did. And it's probably one of the best days of my life. And it's been a month, and I'm just recording this now because I didn't feel like recording it right afterwards. I tried to do that, but I was in a hotel room, and later I went to Rio to watch the final performance of the Got Back tour. So that was that, right? I didn't have much time. Then the holidays came, and then I had a trip. So I just had the time now to tell this story, and I wanted to tell it properly. So here it is. This is how I met Paul. Buckle up. Let's go. So, just so you know, I'm not from Curitiba. I met him in a Brazilian city called Curitiba. I'm Brazilian, but I'm from Belo Horizonte. It's another city where Paul played. He performed in Belo Horizonte on the 3rd and 4th of December, and I went there in both occasions. I stayed front row, real close to him. I'd been to 6 concerts before that on the Out There tour and Freshen Up. I think the Up and Coming tour too, but this was the first opportunity where I had to go on front row, and it was incredible. But a radio in my city, in Belo Horizonte, did a contest in which we had to record an audio of up to 20 seconds, and we would get a chance to win a meet and greet with Paul. And there's pictures of me and Paul. There's a picture, so yeah, buckle up. I'm gonna show it to you guys. Actually, I may have put it in the intro just so you guys um, cut this part. Anyway, I recorded the audio, but I didn't win. And I gotta tell you, there was something about the audio. There's something about having this big dream, and Paul is my huge hero, so meeting him was maybe my biggest dream ever. And there's something about trying and failing that kind of stopped me from really trying to do something different with the audio contest for my city, for Belo Horizonte, right? Something I thought, like, if I try too hard, I maybe I'll just be sad if I don't win, because of course the chance of winning was incredibly low. So if I try too hard, maybe I'll disappoint myself. That's where my brain was at the moment. I thought it was too hard um, for me to even really go at it. So I kind of did a lousy job at the audio, and I didn't win, but that was okay. However, I knew of another contest, this time a video contest in Curitiba, and it would be on the 13th of December. So I don't know why exactly. I think I was excited about recording a song, right? My idea was, I'm not going to put the video here because it's in Portuguese, but my idea for the video and the final video, I played Sergeant Pepper's Reprised, playing all the instruments. I play the drums, I play the bass, and I play the guitar. So the idea was play all of that and to do a little skit, the office based skit on top of it, and it came out really good. So I don't know why, but I changed my mind. Um, Maybe because I had a better idea of what I was trying to do, but I really wanted to give it a shot, and I thought to myself, well, if I don't win, I'll I'd have fun, right? I had so much fun recording Sergeant Pepper's Reprise for the video, although it was so short. It was a 30-second, um, a 30-second snippet of the song. But I thought to myself, you know what? If I record it and if it comes out great, I'm happy with it. I don't need a win, right? Yeah, right. But on the 12th of December 2023, one day before the concert, I receive a message that stated that I'd won. And oh my god, I won, but it's in Curitiba. It's like a 2 hour plane flight from my city, 2.5 hour plane flight. So it's far away. How the hell will I go to Curitiba to meet Paul, to meet my hero? And besides that, I got a ticket for the the sound the sound check, which was also one of my huge dreams, and to the front row of the concert too. So it was this whole package, and I bought a plane ticket. Um, Basically, I received the news at 5:30 p.m. and I had to be on the stadium where Paul would perform the next day at noon. So I had 15 hours to be there. So I bought the first plane ticket I found. It was expensive, but worth it. I found a small bedroom in which I stayed in. There's maybe some pictures going on here. I don't know. Um, so that was kind of scary, kind of super weird, right? I got the news that I would meet Paul on 5 p.m. and I was there in Curitiba at midnight. So that was crazy, extremely crazy. Um, but then let's talk about the show, the gig, and the meeting in itself, right? So we had lots and lots of instructions given by the crew. A Brazilian girl, Brazilian woman in Paul's crew instructed us that basically we had to treat Paul like a human being because he is a human being, right? So we couldn't ask for autographs, we couldn't take selfies, we couldn't even take our phones with us. They put our phones in a little bag before we met him, and we weren't allowed to kind of interview him, ask questions or whatever, and it's all understandable, right? It's all understandable because again, he's a human being, so he has the right to interact with us as anyone would in that situation, right? So I got into the stadium at noon, basically, as I said, and the sound check was at 4 p.m. kind of. So we spent a long time waiting. It was me and eight other people, and we were super nervous. But in the end, it all worked out well, and we were walked into the sound check. The sound check was amazing. I think all of you who are listening to this story maybe know what a sound check is and know what Paul's sound check is like. He is um, not in his traditional Paul um, form, right? He looks more human because he's wearing normal clothes and he's talking a lot with the guys on the band. So he played a lot of tracks. He played a lot of super interesting ones. It started with an instrumental jam, kind of um, going off on a guitar riff that Paul kind of, it looks like he came up with it on the spot, and they were soloing over it. The whole band soloed over it, even Abe, the drummer. And then he kicked off some oldies. He played Matchbox, by Carl Perkins, which of course Ringo sang in the Beatles. He played Honey Don't too, which is another Carl Perkins song that Ringo sang. And then he played some different songs like Coming Up, Temporary Secretary, which is one of my favorites. He played Let Him In, which he also plays live. He also played. Um, I forget what he played really. I forgot some of the songs he played. Mrs. Vanderbilt. I love that song and I love that he played it. And it was super fun. But before the sound check ended, I believe he played Save Us. No, not Save Us. Queenie Eye and um, so, I forgot the last song he played, but that was because on Ramon, he played Ramon. It's one of my favorite songs. I really wanted to hear him play it live. He started playing it, and the Brazilian girl, Brazilian woman from Paul's staff, came to us and said, "Okay, guys, let's go to the backstage so we can meet him." And it was super fun because we walked towards backstage, but at the same time, Paul, while performing Ramon, started noticing us. And some of the girls that were with me started dancing and jumping because they were so excited. And I was super nervous, so I didn't do that. But we started walking backstage, and that was the first time where Paul actually noticed us as a group. And he probably thought, oh, these are the guys I'm going to meet. And we were on backstage listening to him wrapping up the sound check. He played again Queenie Eye, and then a final song which I can't recall it, but it's a song that he plays on the concert. It's a piano song. It's not Let Him In. It's not My Valentine. It's not, maybe it's My Valentine. I'm not sure. Anyway, he played those and then he left. He also played Midnight Special, and another cover song I can't recall now. Anyway, we were backstage and we got introduced to Paul's English staff, right? English speaking staff. Um, the guys that Paul really interact with. So we met. I forgot the name of the media guy, but we met the media guy, and he was super fun with us. He talked to us a lot. He asked me if I was from Curitiba. I said that I wasn't. I was from Belo Horizonte. He was kind of stunned about that. And we also met MJ Kim. MJ Kim is Paul's photographer, and he was the guy who would take the pictures. And so the first thing he did was to line us up. We had a defined position, and I was so lucky because I was the photo was set up in a way where I was kneeling in front of him, as you've seen in the beginning of the video, in the photo. And I'm gonna put the photo here again. The magic of editing. Anyway, and the media guy, which again I forgot the name. I should have looked him up before that. I'm sorry. Um, he was Paul in that moment. He stood there pretending to be Paul while we set up the photo and where everyone would be, and they instructed us to do the yeah when Paul um, arrived, so we could take the picture. And yeah, that was it. So then he arrived, right? And he came downstairs from the little place they got backstage to meet us. First thing he said was "Bom dia," which is Portuguese for good morning. It was afternoon, so technically he should have said "Boa tarde." Anyway, he's fucking Paul McCartney. I don't care. Um, so he started. He said "Bom dia," and he shook our hands individually, started saying hello to all of us, and we could notice that he was scanning us. He was scanning us, like trying to get the vibe. Maybe it was interesting because he was wearing sunglasses as the picture, but we could see his eyes right through the sunglasses, and we could see that he was scanning all the fans and looking at us, right? And then he started asking questions. People say that in most of these meet and greets that Paul does, people say that he talks to all of us. He kind of goes from person to person asking a question, but he didn't do that here. And I have a theory, which is because it was too hot. It was too hot in Curitiba, and the sound check had the stage was facing the sun, so it was so freaking hot. I was so nervous on the sound check. I thought I was gonna pass out. Um, it was good that they had free water there because I think maybe I'd get um, a little bit sick. But anyway, that's why I think he didn't talk to us individually. He talked to us in a group way, which you may think is bad, but it was actually pretty good for me because my English is good, although I'm a little bit rusty with my English. But I was an English teacher for a year. I've lived for a month in Canada on an exchange program, so I can handle myself. I was a teacher, so I felt really comfortable, even nervous. I felt comfortable talking to Paul. And the first thing he asked to all of us in a group was, "So, what do you guys do to win the competition?" And I was the first one to mention that, yeah, I had to record a video. We all had to record a video. And he then he was surprised, like, "Oh, a video, okay, cool." And then another girl that was there with us started trying to explain what she did in her video, and but she should already told us in Portuguese, of course, when we were talking before Paul came out, but she was having trouble with it, with the English, especially because she was super nervous, like we all were. So I translated it to Paul. Um, that was the beginning of our interaction. And then afterwards, I kind of forgot what happened. I don't know if something happened between this and the next thing I remember, which is taking the picture. But these things happen, right? It's so emotional. It's such a huge moment. You get nervous, you get anxious, you start forgetting things. It's common, right? So I forgot what happened there. Um, in after I translated the video idea of the girl to Paul, because he looked at me and he made eye contact, and we were really engaged in a conversation, and that, as a guy who had this lifelong dream of meeting Paul, um, it was too much. So that's why. Anyway, so Paul mentioned, "Okay, guys, let's take the picture," and we all quickly went into our spots, and Paul was super impressed. He said that, "Oh my God, you guys are all so rehearsed," and so we took the picture. And when I kneeled down in front of him to take the picture, he put his hand on my shoulder, like the photo shows, and that's a great time now to show this fabulous painting that my girlfriend did of my photo with Paul. It was my birthday yesterday, so she did that, and of course, this is lovely. But to be honest, I got pretty emotional when I received this as a birthday present. It was incredible. So thank you. My girlfriend doesn't watch the channel. She knows I have the channel, but she doesn't watch it. Nobody watches it. Anyway, that was that. Um, so he put his hand on my shoulder, and I was again so stunned, but so happy at the same time. And then we took a lot of pictures. We did the yeah, which is this picture that was sent to us, right? afterwards, a couple hours later, a couple days later, actually. And then before I stood up, I was kneeling down, so I went to stand up, and Paul tapped on my shoulder like this. Those three tap like your uncle would, or your grandfather would. Like, you're cool, champ, and that was so much fun and so rewarding, because he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to touch my shoulder, but he did, and I was so happy, so happy about it. I sound like a fangirl, but I love Paul despite his faults because of his music and what his music did to me. His music changed my life, really. So I'm so glad that I had a chance to meet him and talk to him for a bit, and also tell him that I love him and that he's so important to me, because that's what I did after we took the picture. I told him that, and he acknowledged it, and that was that. We talked a bit more, the other people in our group, but I was a bit more silent, kind of taking it all in, right? And then he said, "Okay, guys, gotta go now. Thank you so much. Have a great gig." And we said, "Thank you, you too." And then he disappeared backstage, and that's how I met Paul. Oh my God, what a ride it was. Especially the thing about winning the contest in such short notice and having to go to Curitiba. It was incredible, really. I, I want to remember this moment forever, and that's why I recorded this video also, so I could recall it and remember it. Thank you so much for being here. It's a long ass video, so I don't know if you guys are still here with me, but I hope you are. And oh yeah, this is the shirt. It's the shirt I met him with, and it's for the Brazilian tour, because there's only the Brazilian tour dates and names here. So I think this looks great. It looks awesome. And I used it on my birthday lunch. I had a small celebration with my family. Anyway, if you guys have enjoyed this little video, please leave a like, subscribe, and before I I stop talking finally, I just gotta say thank you, Paul. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity of meeting you. It was my lifelong dream. And thank you to the radio station in Curitiba, Mundo Livre FM, for providing this opportunity for me, and also for the incredibly happy and exciting staff, Paul's staff. They're incredible. So thank you so much for helping me accomplish my dream, right? Um, it was incredible. Thank you so much. And next video, I'm going to talk about the Got Back tour. I've been on 4 gigs. I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion about it, okay? Cheers. See you later.